Thanks for listening to the AZ12 podcast, proudly brought to you by Little Caesars. Use code LCFREECC to get some free crazy bread with any pizza purchase. Check it out. All right, now with Jason Shearer, we are joined by the man of the hour, Mr. Chip Hale, coach of Big 12 tournament champion Arizona Wildcats. Coach, from the Pac-12 to the Big 12, you got this winning conference tournaments things down pretty pat.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, the guys came out and they like playing at Globe Life, and we were in Texas for about 10 days, so they figured while we're there, might as well win.
Right, for sure. Sure.
Coach, are you a believer in momentum, like the fact that you're playing well right now going into the postseason?
I'd love to believe in that, but I do believe momentum a lot as a starting pitcher for the next day. I'm a big stickler, especially in a game that we win big in a 3-game series. I don't like the other team to score a bunch of runs in the 9th inning. I feel like it gives them momentum. So I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but I get a little bit worried about that when that happens. And we had momentum last year. Let's face it, we won the Pac-12. We won the Pac-12 tournament, and then we played not very well here at home in the regional. So, I know the guys have a different mindset this year. A lot of veterans on the team were happy to win the Big 12 tournament, but they also realized that, this what means more is to win here at Eugene next weekend, and then obviously to move on to the Super Regionals.
All right, you mentioned playing well, obviously. Let's talk about your pitching, because your pitching came through in a big way, especially in that last game. What's going on there, Coach?
Yeah, you know what? We were in Houston, and we'd been struggling a little bit versus Utah at home. We lost the first game at Houston, and I think Kevin Vance, our pitching coach, and John DeRoyan, our pitching strategist, stayed up most of the night and just ran a bunch of numbers and analytics and video and came up with a game plan on how we could maybe flip it and make our pitching get back to where we were earlier in the year. And it sure worked. And whether it was pitch calling or a mechanical change on a few guys, they came up with some stuff that worked, and everything went to script.
Were you surprised the Big 12 didn't get a host?
Yeah, I was. I think to be frank with you guys, we screwed it up probably for the Big 12 because we were so far down that the RPI list that it was going to be tough for us to make it back up there. But we thought maybe when they sat in a room with human beings and not just looking at all the different numbers, that they'd say, hey, this is the 3rd best conference in the country. How do we not give them a host? Most likely if TCU wins, they were far enough up there that they probably would have gotten it. Maybe Kansas, maybe West Virginia, because, they'd played poorly down the stretch, but they had such a good RPI at some point. So, yeah, I was surprised, but we prepared ourselves pretty much that whole week knowing that, that's how we were going to play and hopefully get another chance to get our Tucson fans in here and show them that, who we are. But we knew there was a chance, and we knew probably it was going to be a West Coast because now, being in the Big 12, they can basically stick us now every year out in the West because you got Big 10 and ACC schools in California.
Right. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the players, and then I want to get to the matchup. Mason White, obviously his father played here, Ben White as well. Just talk a little bit about what he's been because, you've killed it on the local recruiting scene as well. And, I want to get into that, but talk a little bit about Mason White.
Yeah, obviously, we were lucky. I mean, we got the job and came in and we went over to South Point. He hadn't committed anywhere yet. And, he was hitting and fielding. I said, this guy's got such natural skills. So we were lucky to have a chance to get him. And he wanted to come here. He wanted to be a Wildcat. Like you said, his father, also his grandfather played here. So it's pretty cool for him to do it. And then to break the, extra base hit record in 3 years is amazing. And he's done well for us. He's played great short this year. There's been ups and downs in his offensive performance, but he's really, as you guys said, he's got some momentum going into the playoffs where I think he's getting himself to the point where he understands what he handles at the plate and what he's not swinging at pitches that the pitcher wants him to swing at.
Right. When we're watching on TV or in person, whatever, and they show the dugout, the guys are having a ton of fun. Is that organic? Is there a couple guys that make sure the team is staying loose, or is that just kind of the personality of the team?
Yeah, I think it's a personality. For the last 2 years, our bench has been unbelievable, and
Right.
that was a point of contention for me. My first couple of years is we were kind of dead, and it's college. It's not the major leagues yet. So these guys, we really make sure they have fun. And Matt Martinez, Hunter Alberini, Julian Tangini, these guys are on the bench early, and they're hyping these guys up. So I saw the Bananas were starting to come back out. And so I think they were having a lot of fun this weekend.
All right, let's talk a little bit, like I said, about the local talent as well. I mean, I know you can't talk about names and whatnot, but you've got a really solid in-state class coming in again. You've got, you look at Kane, you look at White. What is the talent like in the state of Arizona for you?
Yeah, it's good, and it's like anywhere else. Every year is different. Whether it's the 25 class who we've got coming in, and we're really excited about. And we've got some good ones. Obviously Kramkowski's been fantastic for us, and Kane. We were very lucky he decommitted from Washington State, and we were able to jump on him. So yeah, it's year to year. You see guys now, especially from that Chandler, Queen Creek area now are starting to push themselves, trying to get into the SEC, which is super interesting because we've seen some guys, go to Arkansas from the Vegas area, from the Phoenix area, and then have to come back. So maybe, the next couple of years, we have to do something. We have to get to Omaha, whether it's, hopefully it's us, the ASUs, the California schools, to keep these kids, especially when they're in the 8th grade and they're already telling you, we don't have any interest in you. We're going to go to the SEC.
Right.
We need to get that. We need to get those kids to stay. But yeah, there's plenty of talent here in Arizona.
I've always wondered, like with recruiting, baseball is really unique because you could go right to the pros. How do you balance, hey, this kid's going to come here versus it could be a little iffy?
Yeah, I think everybody, they recruit the best players they can. And that's what we did with the 26s because of the 34-man roster now. We're dropping from 40 to 34.
Right.
We really shop for the stars, and we're not worried about if our class is 8, 9. We'll fortify it with a couple, 2 or 3 JC kids, because that really, if you want to talk about Arizona baseball, the junior college circuit here in Arizona is very good, very good. But yeah, we just we're kind of making our classes smaller, to be frank, and with a transfer portal, with all these different ways to get guys. We've kind of dropped down on the numbers and just gone for more quality. The pro thing is tough. We've had kids here who we committed as juniors throwing 89, 90, and all of a sudden as a senior they all of a sudden throw 98, 99, and we lose them. And listen, agents are a big part of this deal now. It's not just the player, but their agents. We just hope that when the draft comes around, the agents, the family decides, hey, we think, we're good enough to get at least, let's say, $2 million. And that gets them in the first 2 rounds. If you're a first rounder or a second rounder or a sandwich pick, we know you're probably going to sign. And that's the way it should be. You're good enough to go out and get, try to make it to the big leagues. If not, you should come here, play at a very high level conference, get coached up, get bigger, get stronger. It's the ones you lose who, sign for 200, 300,000. And, that's not, you have a bad year in the minor leagues, they're going to release you.
Well, that's what I was having a back and forth with somebody on Twitter about it. And he's like, oh, well, why didn't so-and-so end up here? And they're like, in the 19th round or whatever. I mean, at that point, though, coach, they're taking a chance. Like you said, if it's a first or a second round, cool. Like you totally get it. But when you're later on into the teens, and that's what I was telling Joseph in the chat, that, it is what it is. Some guys sometimes are just going to go, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, let's face it. I was in the same boat. I wasn't a first rounder, so I was coming to college all the way, and I had a first round pick that I played with in high school. He signed, he played 3 years, and he was done. And that was back in the 80s, and there wasn't $6 million, $7 million for the first pick. He was the 8th pick, and I think he got $100,000.
Right.
So there's not that much of an investment. The more they invest in you, the more time you're going to get, and that's basically the way it works. But and some kids don't like school. Let's face it, they don't want to go to school, and that's part of this deal. You got to stay eligible.
Yep, sure.
I know you just found out yesterday, but initial thoughts on your regional with Oregon and Cal Poly, Utah Valley.
No, it's a good regional. Obviously, Oregon won the Big Ten regular season, and the other 3 teams won their tournament. So we talked about momentum and how these teams are going to feel going into it. They all feel good about themselves. So, again, I thought our regional last year was loaded. I think it's loaded again. But like I said, we have a different mindset. I think the kids are fired up to play Cal Poly. We've got some ex-players, one ex-player that's there that pitches for them. So it'll be fun to see those guys. And we're going to a familiar place. You know, we've been to Oregon twice in our time here. Great facility. The weather's going to be fantastic. So let's go get them.
All right, Coach, I got to give you something. So I'm pretty good buddies still with Dave Hickey, and I remember Dave told me off record when he hired you. He said, listen, the thing that I love about Chip is that he is going to give his all. He wants to be here at the University of Arizona, and his personality is contagious, and kids are going to love playing for him. Coach, he was right on all of those.
Thanks. Yeah, it's great. You know, Dave is, I still, just close contact with him. Yeah. These kids have been, and that's the thing you're so proud of. And I've said this to other people, to be a winning club and to go where we want to go to Omaha, the coaches can coach them and we can do this, but it really, the players have to take the lead. We have to have players, and I think we're getting there. I mean, we've seen some guys, even Mason, who's the quietest, laid back guy. He's been more of a leader on the field. I think that those things are going to help us in these playoff situations.
All right, Coach, we got something else here. Scheer has been very clear that he will say "my bad, Chip" on Twitter if there is a win in a regional, and we have him right here, and he is saying that, Coach, he will apologize if this happens. Let's get it done.
All right, we will. Yeah. We're gonna get Friday night or Friday afternoon. We're fired up to play. We're gonna get a win.
All right, Coach, can't thank you enough for your time. Scheer, are you gonna say something? I saw you.
No, I appreciate you coming on, Coach. Yeah. Good luck this weekend. We're excited.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for all the support. And hey, listen, sometimes criticism's okay, man. We need to get knocked down a peg every now and then too. So we don't worry about what is it? The old saying is you guys, whether it's positive or negative, we like all the attention.
Well, Coach, I've been Chip from day one. So again, don't throw me in with Scheer there on that one.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Oh, can we get a back the A real quick from you, Coach? Back the A.
Back the A.
Yes, that's what we want. All right, Coach, you're the man. Appreciate it. And give Brett Coach. Knuckles for me. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, bear down.
Right. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Coach is the man. That was awesome. Yeah. Mike. Yeah. All right, so we're going to decompress that. No, decompress isn't the term. We're going to assess that, but let's get some reads in here first. Here, Cody. All right. Bridge Tech Communications. Scheer, he talked about people getting big and stronger. And Bridge Tech Communications is that. And again, maybe the U of A is even partner. Who knows? I have no clue. And that was really cool. All right, here's the cool thing. BridgeTechCommunications.com. Our guy Tony is the man, promotes 100-plus health entities across multiple states, gym or health and wellness spas. Boom, check it out. And again, Tony is the man, 750% average ROI. We like that. Check it out. Boom. All right, now what else do we got? All right, talk to me. All right, RJ's Frozen Cactus. Now, hey, you might be looking for a place to go watch the game. Now, you might be like Joseph, and you're going to be like, all right, I'm just going to complain about kids that aren't even here or anything like that, and I'm just going to sit here and dwell about it. Guess what? You can come hang out with us and watch the game right there. We very much like RJ's Frozen Cactus. They have a massive parking lot, as you all know, with red-hot sports and ice-cold beer. Check it out pregame at RJ's, then ride share to the game. Well, I don't know if you're going to ride share to the game. It's up in Oregon. But you can hang out there. It is awesome. Boom. Check it out, RJ's. All right, dude, Chip Hale's the man. Chip Hale is the absolute beast. Yeah.
That was fun.
All right, so we also I gotta give Chip a lot of credit on this. A lot of people like Kobe L. Thiel said that the Chip couldn't recruit. Guess what? In the Kobe L. Thiel admitted last night via text message that he was wrong. The Chip can recruit. That we got to give him a little bit of credit there.
Yeah, I mean, look,
it is his roster.
Yeah, he can recruit. I have no issues with his recruiting. Obviously, his team is doing well, right? So how am I how do you criticize recruiting when his team has won back-to-back conference tournament titles, right? Again, it's just a matter of taking that next step.
Yes, the next step. Now, I wanted to get on record there. One guy asked me, he's like, "You're not going to really tell him about your deal with Sheer, are you?" And I said, "Of course, I'm going to tell him about."
He knows. We told him in the first show. It's not like what Chip's been around the block, right? He's coached to the pros and all that. He's not stupid. He realizes that not everyone is a full-in believer or whatever. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, not everybody's like me. There was day one Chip Hale, my friend. All right,
you either can name more. You either can name a lot of players, and you're a little skeptical. Or you're like Mike, and you name 2 players.
Oh no, that's not true. Now, how about Joseph? How about Joseph being wrong as well about that? Joseph was saying, and this is where it's wrong, and this is where the Chip haters are wrong. Joseph wants him to recruit over Kane, a guy that didn't even come to college. That's why Joseph is wrong. I smacked Joseph around on Twitter with this one. You saw it, Sheer, and you even said, "Man, Joseph's getting killed."
I did. Baseball's a different animal because if you focus on these guys that are elite, like without SEC money, to be blunt, and then they go pro, you just screwed yourself. This isn't like basketball or whatever, and you got to be real careful. Like, it's not missing. You're saying to yourself, which of these guys is going to be good for my team for 3 years or whatever it is, versus am I going to put in all this time and effort and then this guy just goes pro?
Yeah. Well, I mean, OC Bodybuilders, glad Joseph's a good sport. Well, when you're wrong all the time, I mean, you're just calling him out on being wrong. That's all. Boom. All right. Now, Sheer, you, I think, are actually picking them to win this regional. Is this?
I am. Yeah.
Yes.
I am. No, I will say, I agree with Chip. Obviously, Chip's not going to say that it's a bad regional or anything, but this is a good regional on Friday. Like, Cal Poly is a good team. They're going against probably Griffin Nays. He's a 6'6" sophomore. My guess is he starts 3.38 ERA. Mike, he was a freshman of the year in the Big West. He's good. Like, he's legitimately good. So, and I know you don't know this, but their best reliever went to Arizona last year.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that because Coach
Josh Morano. So, I mean, he's good too. They're a good team. They're good, and that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, but we don't want him anyways. He's not here. We didn't want him.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, their coach's name. It's right up your alley.
Huh?
It's a very white name.
What's it? What is it?
Larry Lee.
Larry Lee is a white. It could be Asian. It's not necessarily white. I mean,
but seriously. it's a good name for you.
Larry Lee is a great name. Now, did you? The other thing too. Let's talk about Mason One White here for a second. Isn't that awesome that his father's name is Ben?
No. It took Mike years to figure out that his father's name was
Ben. You didn't know.
No, I had no idea. But did Kobe tell you?
No, I found out on myself doing my own recon.
Right. So Kobe told you, and then no, you called me so excited.
Dude, I was so excited.
It was like someone had cured some disease that no one knew could be cured.
Yeah. Like, see, here's the thing. Like, in my lifetime, when there's like the curing of the Ebola virus, and then there's also finding out that there's another Ben One White out there. Boom. Yeah. Excited. Now, the local kids, though, the local prospects. Now, that's also the other thing where Joseph looks so silly. This team has really good local players on it. And look at next year. It is becoming look at all the best players in Phoenix. AZ Jazzman, who never makes a good point, actually made a good point and tweeted it at me about how, like, 4 of the top, 10 players in Phoenix are back in the A, as opposed to not going to ASU. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is this is good. Look at Kobe L. Thiel and Joseph in the comments. Joseph, you do, but you're crashing out over recruiting the naming guy.
There's a lot of crashing out this morning.
Oh my gosh. Did you see Prim?
That's why I said there's a lot of we got to talk about college basketball here.
We are definitely going to talk about college basketball in a second. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second, Mr. Cello. All right, but yes, all right, we're going to talk about this all throughout the week because, again, as you know, this is your one-stop shop for Arizona baseball. We very much appreciate Chip Hale and Brett Gleason. I got to give a massive shout-out to Brett Gleason. He's one of my favorite people in the world. He's awesome. I got to talk to him on the phone before the show. He is cool. We like Brett Gleason.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's now switching topics here. For the people that said we couldn't talk baseball, take that, Joseph. Take that. Okay. So, you
want to get the Elijah Williams thing out of the way?
Yeah, let's get the Elijah Williams thing out of the way. But Yeah, let's get the Elijah Williams. He committed to Baylor. I think there's a strong religious factor in there as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Religion was a huge factor in this. Baylor was on him aggressively. That's that. I think the timing is a surprise.
We were still surprised by this. It's okay.
Yeah, the school isn't a surprise. The timing was a surprise.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, but we didn't want him anyway, though. And again, isn't Ken Starr the president there?
What?
I think Ken Starr is the president of Baylor.
Still?
All these Gen Zers are like, "Who's Ken Starr?"
No,
is he? Isn't he? Is he not?
No.
Can you believe that guy was a president of a university? All right. So, anyways, I don't want to get into that. Now let's
talk. He's been president of Baylor in 10 years.
But he was president
for like 5 years. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. So let's see here. Look at Joseph. He's still coping. He's still coping in the comments over there. He looks so silly right now. Okay. Elijah Williams. Remind me to come back to that Wilbur's Big Burner. He moved to Liberty? Ken Starr's at Liberty now?
No.
I think that's crap. I think he's making that up. Okay. Elijah Williams, though, we didn't want him.
Ken Starr's dead, guys.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's been dead for like 5 years.
I didn't know that. All right. Well, okay. So, anyways, Elijah Williams didn't want him anyways. All right. So, moving on to so Prim is going crazy on Twitter right now, and he's saying that Arizona just sat on their hands while Carter Bryant was lying to the staff. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, no. And so what happens then? And that's called a tease because I'm about to excoriate it. But yeah, let's get some reads in here first. Let's get some reads in here. Got to pay some bills in case we're ever kicked off the air. I got to get that money. Oh gosh. Now listen. Listen, Prim's crashing out hard. I am not going to endorse the crash out, but guess what? I'm also not going to endorse Andre Veras.
Never. Why would we even consider that?
Why we're just not going to do it. Now, life's getting busier. Is your financial plan keeping up? Andre Veras is here to help. Now, listen, we talked about if you're worried about Pakistan and India and that like affecting your 401k or whatever. Andre says, "Don't to worry. Come here. I strongly recommend you coming here. Not going to endorse it though. And do you feel like you're doing okay, but not confident you're on the right track? Hey, that's the story of my life. Just getting by." Andre says, "Don't be like Mike. Get over here." And again, give Andre a call at 325-3456 and reference the AZ12 podcast for a complimentary initial meeting. And check him out at longviewii.com. I always see that and I think it's we, like the Wii, like the Wii where that thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then there's that. All right. Now what else we got? Talk to me, Cody. Talk to me. Back the A. Sheer.
Oh dear.
Sheer.
Oh, no.
Sure. I don't see anyone. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's back. Hey, look at these things. These are the St. Lawrence. These things, look how cool these things are.
God, you're gorgeous.
There's some great. Yeah. I've been compared to Michael Douglas. I've also been compared to, basically any important person. I've been compared to Leonardo DiCaprio. I've been compared to
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah. Brad Pitt. Basically, all these people look at him and say, "Man, I wish I looked like Mike Luke." And a big reason why is these St. Lawrence right here. These things are amazing. Now, AccuView is now offering $400 towards contacts, $150 for disposable. But guess what? 60+ insurance accepted. Sheer, do you have insurance?
Yes, I do.
And they accepted your insurance.
They did. My appointment was free because of my insurance.
Yeah, that's why you want to have insurance.
Tomorrow, I think, but I don't remember what time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, that's because you got insurance. 60+ insurance is accepted. And again, if it's 60+, they're also probably taking a lot of ones you never even heard of. Boom. Check it out. All right. Proud partner of Arizona Athletics. Yes, I have these ones. Look at these things. These.
My God. YSLs. They're YSLs.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
What does the Y stand for?
You don't know what Y stands for? I don't know. I don't know what the Y stands for.
I don't know what it stands for either. Okay. So, I had a little bit of a
Yves Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent.
Oh, it's like French or something.
Yeah.
Yves. Like Yves Mendez?
Nope, that's just what?
Yeah, no, that wasn't good. Dude, Joseph, take the L, bro. All right,
this is embarrassing.
This is embarrassing. Joseph, you're humiliating yourself.
Yeah, Cody, get this guy out of the chat.
Yeah, get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. Okay, all right, now, So Prim puts out all these guys that aren't realistic. And he says, okay, well, we could have had Lawan Watts. Well, I actually called Sheer about Lawan Watts. Guess what? Lawan Watts cost $2 million. Guess what Lawan Watts also isn't going to do? Wait around for 2 months.
Here's what's funny. This proves our argument right.
It proves my point.
People don't even know it because Houston didn't tell Milos Uzan to kick rocks. They brought him back.
Yes.
Pop
Correct.
Isaacs left because they brought him back. There's only one ball to go around.
Correct.
Like,
yes.
There's too many guards there. So they didn't do anything. What did Houston do different than Arizona? And
on top of that, too, Pop Isaacs is also somebody, he's basically been told to get lost from 2 different schools now. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, Stojakovic, we talked about this a million times on the show. Tommy literally told us this. Shira, I'll let you tell him what Tommy said.
Well, Stojakovic has nothing to do with that now, I don't think.
Well, right, but it's still
Billy
at the end of the day.
Back up. Billy B's not on the team anymore.
Yeah, but we don't know. There still could be some intrigue. Who knows?
It is very clear, though, that Tommy doesn't like Stojakovic as a player. Like, doesn't. It just doesn't.
It is what it is. All right, and then he's bringing up other guys. Who is the putz that Ryland Griffin? That's really going to be the guy that's going to answer your going to answer your concerns. Ryland Griffin averaged 6 points per game on a team that was worse than Arizona last year.
Ryland Griffin averaged 6 points and shot 37% from the field as a junior.
See, that's what I don't get. It feels like it's just like, all right, well, we just got to add somebody just to add somebody.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, no. And then who was the other one? Oh, and then there was the who's the kid from BYU that averaged 6 points per game as well.
It's okay to think that Tommy knows what he's doing. It's okay.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And then, but that's also, too, the other thing. He was telling me all offseason that Jane Bradley was going to average Mike Bibby numbers. No, he's not. And I love Jaden Bradley, but that's just kind of the way that it is. Sure. I think a lot of people just don't understand this, and it is annoying. Tommy knows what he is doing. This is true.
Yes,
it is. It is true. It is true. All right. And then there were some other ones. Hey, what is the deadline to withdraw from the draft?
Tomorrow, which is why you're seeing everyone do it today.
You know I was super stunned by was Yaxel Steinberg or whatever his name is, the guy that was at Michigan. That was one that I did not see coming back.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with that one. That one's
dude, because he measured in at 6'9" with an 8-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that one. Did Jameer Watkins announce he's coming back to college?
No, I don't think he is, but I'm not positive.
Why would you go back? Why would you go to the MNBA?
A lot of guys are announcing today. And if they don't, they'll announce tomorrow. Or if they're Carter, they'll probably just continue on with their day.
Let's see here. I think Nick Arenas is trying to get me to. I think he's trying to set me up.
No, what? Just read it.
No, I'm not going to read. You read it.
No, I already know what it says.
All right, I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. By the way, yesterday, can we talk about this just for a minute? We'll get back to sports. Yesterday, what an awful day for Circle K, or a good day for us, but it also made us look stupid.
Look, I think sometimes we oversee. It was an oversight. You know, you wanted to redo the entire poll. I said, Mike, we can't redo an entire Circle K poll. But
Ben White was down with trying it again.
I know, but you want to shout out a couple Circle Ks. I think that's fine.
Okay, but yeah, we got to give it. All right, listen. There was a massive oversight here. Somehow we had the Circle K on what was it? First in Fort Lowell at like 8. That was way underseated. Julie was right. Did you see that video with those idiots?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
These guys are like curb stomping this guy, and they're like, run his pockets. Nah, yeah. Karma's gonna come to you, man. Mess with the paw, you get the glove, baby. And then there was a shooting at another Circle K.
There what? Look, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough week.
Just one day.
It's been a rough hour for the Circle Ks.
Yeah, Speedway and Swan was swarming with cops on Monday. That was the one where there was the shooting, wasn't it?
No.
Where was the one that was the shooting yesterday?
I don't know.
I maintain.
There was also one that caught on fire a couple days ago.
Speedway and Swan. You're right.
That was where the shooting was.
Yeah. Wasn't me.
All right. Now, I maintain that the Oracle. All right. Dennis Walsh. This is an interesting one right here. We need to address very quickly. I maintain that Oracle and Fort Lowell QT is the roughest of them all. That does have a lot of people that don't need to be there hanging out there, but there's always cops that are coming in and pushing them out. Plus, if you go in there, it's actually clean and sanitary. So I don't know
that QT was wild.
That QT is
we
tough.
drove by it yesterday, and we saw it was like a fentanyl party,
and it's across from a cemetery.
Yeah.
They should get extra points for being
it. We drove by it, and there was like zombies there.
All right, yeah. Now look at this. Kobe, hold on a second. Letting you know your contact lenses are ready to be picked up. Oh,
unbelievable. From where, Mike? Where are they ready to be picked up?
Arizona Primary Eye Care. Tucson needs to get it together, man. No, we got to embrace what's going on here, Nick Arenas. Yes, that one is. But my buddy fought the Circle K employees and the Circle K employee on Speedway and Park. I like the one on Speedway and Park. Somebody tried mentioning that to me. That one's fine. You know what's weird about that? There's like motorcycle gangs that hang out there. Have you ever seen where there's like 500 motorcycles out front?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you're tough. You're tough. You're fine.
Dude, I'm so tough. I'm going to go hang out with my mom today and help her plant plants. I am such a good person. Okay. So anyways, I wanted to correct that. But the biggest oversight, and this is for you, Julie, this one, Frank Galati, Tucson sounds like Camden, New Jersey. The toughest one, though, or the one that was the biggest oversight, we still agree, was Speedway and 6th Avenue.
Yes. Yeah, that was embarrassing. The fact that we forgot that.
Dude, that was so bad. Hey, what do we need to do for a top 10 list? Should we do, like, best Mexican food? I like Mexican food.
Yeah, that's fine. That's controversial.
Yeah, exactly. Joseph will probably tell us that we didn't recruit local enough or something. I don't know. Something like that. Also, Joseph has told me that he's going to come on the fan segment next week while you're gone, Sheer.
Whoa.
Yep,
Do you have something special? How is that? I will be available next Friday, by the way.
Nice. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Yes, Mr. Tyler Warden, DM me because we've got to figure out some guest hosts for next week. Mr. Tyler Warden, you are on the list. I think about Rick Barents, maybe P. Hoff if he wants. But Joseph has told us that he will be on the fan segment next Friday, Sheer. So we're going to have a lot of questions for Joseph on the fan segment.
I will be there. I'm excited.
Yeah,
very excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, now let's see here. What are we getting to next? Oh, we got to talk about CD Gay. Sheer, we can't. I can't say that. But the videos. This guy looks really, really good. I don't see any way that he's not going to play next year.
Yeah, I mean, look, those highlights, they're impressive. And the thing is, with the last one that we watched, it that's against good players, like legitimately good players. And so, I'm very curious to see his role.
Right. Let's see here. All right. Hey, you want to see something really funny? Johnny Swift right here. This Johnny Swift guy's a real putz. Do you know who he is on Twitter? He's the one that kept telling us the Koa P was not going. Hey, Kobe L. Thiel, send me that picture or that tweet from Nick from Johnny where he says no chance.
Don't give this the time of day.
I'm gonna have.
I'm
gonna have fun with it. All right, but all right. Anyways, Joseph, you're just trying to get out of that. Look at Joseph. He's like, man, maybe if I bring in like 9 other people or whatever, they will, maybe they'll outshine me. Joseph, this is gonna be all you. But CD Gay is exactly what Arizona needs. Also, a shot blocker. All right, here. No, I got to be clear about something here. That's going to be addressed after the season. We respect Arizona baseball. Kobe has a long history of being terrible. So I totally get it. I would probably do the same thing. Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Rick Barents, any words on the softball head coach? Yeah, I think she's going to be back.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about her getting fired or anything.
Yeah, no, Tucson's fine. We just enjoy, hey, Kobe, send me that screenshot, by the way. We just enjoy talking a little bit about it. It is fun. Okay, but yeah, CD Gay, though, what I also like about it, too, is that he's protection for next year. In that, for a fact that, if Mo Krievis goes pro, or if Mo Krievis goes pro, and Tobey Waka is not back for a 6th year because Zakai Ziegler wants to have his 35 years. He'll be back. You agree?
Yes.
I don't know what my point was.
No, I don't either. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think I made any point. I don't think I made any
really
point.
know what you're trying to say, but yes.
Yeah, but how much do you think that CD Gay plays next year?
I don't know. I'm really curious about that. I really am. My guess would be like 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Let's see here. Oh my gosh. You know what's funny about how bad Sheer can be at some points? Listen to this. N-Dogger, our guy N-Dogger.
I just followed him already. I don't follow
that's humiliating, Sheer.
I don't follow
him, and you ask him to do stuff all the time. He's a good dude.
No, you ask him to do.
No. I asked Kobe L. Thiel to do things.
No. You can't even wipe your butt without asking Nick.
Oh, speaking of which, so there was one thing that I couldn't ask. I couldn't ask yesterday, but I wanted to ask Aurora about, but I couldn't ask her about it.
Be careful here. Be careful here.
I know. Trust me. As you know me, I am politically correct. And
what were you going to ask her?
Yeah, that's called a tease. Come back with us though. We got to pay some more bills in case Sheer says I will never be on the show again. All right, come on. Look at me do. Oh, look at this. Land the man with the master plan. Look at this. The tongue. All right, now listen. She knows she's going to sleep, and she's going to emerge victorious with her tongue. And guess what? TucsonImplants.com. They can also give you 1997 implants, the championship package. The championship package. Yeah, I'm not going to be politically correct. But with the championship package, like I said, my nickname in high school, we all know it. But at the same time, Land the Man with the Master Plan is much more important than me. And guess what? He's offering the championship package, an implant and a crown for $19.97. We got people that are coming in and out. Basically, I think there was some guy that came from like Iowa or something, all the way for the championship package. So again, check it out. Very, very good stuff with the championship package. But TucsonTeeth.com, TucsonImplants.com. Land the Man with the Master Plan. Also, Eris stood strong against that fire on the northwest side. So boom. Okay. Oh, be cool, Bob. All right. Now, listen, Comfort X HVAC, my friends. Comfort X HVAC. Okay, now, listen, we talked about it before, and I actually had somebody message me and say, by Tony Gimino, do you mean Anthony Gimino? Yes, that guy. He's going by an alias at this point because he has such a
hide. Yeah, he's got to hide his reputation. Yeah.
He has such a bad reputation that he is having to resort to an alias. True. It is what it is. Don't blame me. Don't hate.
And it's a good one too. You'll never figure it out.
It's Tony, not Anthony. But either way, he saved $2,000. Check it out. Go with Comfort X HVAC, built on trust for the long haul. Perfect track record, residential and commercial HVAC expertise at affordable rates. And first time clients get a free AZ12 shirt. Boom. Very, very good. That is very funny, Dennis Walsh. Very, very funny. Okay. I wanted to ask them how do kids date in this day and age? Because they don't talk to people and they don't see themselves in person. So, and it's scary to look in the eyes. So
they date. They date.
How do they date?
They go right to the fun stuff.
So they don't talk. It's just like, we're going right to business.
I don't know. I'll ask her. She doesn't date, thankfully.
All right. Well, yes, exactly. Yeah. But again, I'm very curious about that because that would be scary. That would be sketch. Hey, Gringo Billy, you brought up the Big 12. Do you see what Clark Williams put out there? I love that.
That was good. I like that. Yeah.
Right.
Eat it, Sankey.
All right. So basically, Greg Sankey made up a bunch of stuff about the Big 12 and the ACC. Yeah. And our guy Clark Williams said, that was funny, Mr. Tyler Warden. Our guy, Clark Williams, who's basically like, what is he, like second in command?
Yeah, good man. He's a good man.
Yeah, we like him. He's like the consigliere of the Big 12. He is awesome, and he basically called him out. And here's what I'm saying. Can you imagine for a second, Low T. Kleefkoff or Larry Scott going out there?
Like that. Low T. Kleefkoff.
Oh, he was so low T, man. But can you imagine for a second those guys fighting back like that? No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, we love Clark on this show.
We're
yes,
Big
Clark.
12. Big 12
dude, we're so Big 12. I love the Big 12. Big 12 is awesome. And L. Thiel was messaging me as well the other day. Are you ever going to do it? No, I'm not going to do that because I don't get paid for it. So Rick Barons, yeah, low T George. Did I say low T George or low T Kleevkov?
Low T Kleevkov. I like that.
Oh yeah, Nick Arena says. No, Nick Arena says they text 70% of the time and only have to talk 15% of the time they are together. Interesting.
That's true. Actually,
do they text when they're next? Do they text when they're next to each other?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm telling you right now. We have people over. Next time Aurora has a bunch of friends over, you can come hang out.
Oh no, I got so many questions. Uncle Mike's gonna come over with so many questions. But either way, so that's kind of where I'm at with this. L. Thiel, it's no, whatever. Dude, get out of here. Okay, so
get out of here.
Yeah, Clark Williams. We like Clark Williams a great deal for what he did. So there's that. So very interesting how much. No, because I'm trying to correct this group of people. Boom, Comrade Kleevkov. That's very.
I like
funny.
that one.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, now, so that's where we're at with Arizona basketball. But either way, the goals remain unchecked or unfeathered or Cam Williams. You still want him. You want a Kenna Allozy. You want all the same guys. Elijah Williams just off the table, and guess what? He's off to Baylor. He's gonna. Man, by the way, living in Waco.
Yeah.
How many people are in
on 365? I don't know why. We talk all the time to those guys. Rick Barron.
I like the guys from Baylor. I like them. I like that.
I don't know why I haven't been on. I talked to them. I think I have been on, actually.
What's that?
I think I have been on now that I think about it.
I like the guys from Baylor. The guys from Baylor are cool. I'm just saying that, man, living in Waco would be tough.
Yes.
Yes. No. Would you rather live in Waco or El Paso?
Waco. 100%. Not even a question.
Why? Because it's safer.
El Paso's horrible. It's not safe. Waco's Waco.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. El Paso's tough. Yeah. El Paso.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's saying.
It's not even close, dude.
By the way, look at what Gringo Billy just said. Drives me nuts, dick.
I don't think anyone would willingly live in El Paso.
Oh, I know Paul Sakala does.
I was going to say, he is the only human being. And all he does is leave there.
Yeah, but Paul Sakala knows. Paul Sakala's got ulterior motives, though. We know what's up with Paul Sakala. We know what's up with you, Mr.
We're not going to put it out there, but
no, we will not put it out there. But Paul Sakala, I understand Paul Sakala's reasoning for it. We should do our worst states in Texas sometime.
Our worst cities in Texas? How do we even know? We've never been to there.
I've been to Texas before. Plus, I can just David Koresh forever, baby. All right.
El Paso, the end.
What's that?
El Paso, the end.
Would you rather live in El Paso or Juarez?
They're the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd rather live in El Paso.
El Paso, the same thing, though.
Valens is calling you out. He says El Paso does not suck.
Valens.
Take that up with shit.
Yeah.
Kobe says, Mike, who shot first, Mike, the ATF or Koresh? I have here's my problem with Koresh is that there was a lot of underage stuff going on there, and he was stockpiling machine guns. When people were like, oh, they should have just left him alone. No, they shouldn't have left him alone. When you're telling them they're like 12-year-olds that you got to marry them, and no, they shouldn't just leave them alone. I'm not saying you're saying that, but if you are saying that, you're wrong. So there is.
I'm not a big Texas guy. I'm not a big, No one how many people say, man, I really want to go to Texas for vacation?
Mike, not a defender of the Second Amendment. No, I'm also not a defender of 12-year-olds getting married off to David Koresh. So, boom, yeah. The conference commissions are likely. Oh, I know what Mike is talking about. Yeah, you should know what I'm talking about. Branch Davidian's on blast today. Yeah, we don't take any of that Branch Davidian stuff around here. You know what's funny about all those cult leaders? They're always the dweebiest looking guys in the world. I could be a cult leader.
I mean, we pretty much are.
I mean, I've been called. We were called that the other day.
Yeah,
Hopped in late to see Mike discussing the Waco incident. I love this show. No, that was crazy though. I remember though all the I have an uncle. I have an uncle that his entire time he just keeps talking. He would just kept talking about they have every right to stand their ground, this or that. And then so like I asked him, I'm like, well, like what about the 12-year-olds and stuff? And he's like, well, you know, the families brought him there willingly. Oh, give me a break. Okay, so anyways, Austin, Texas is pretty cool. I've been to Austin, Texas is good. Austin as well. It's no, I am against child. I am against child marriage.
Do you think if I
12 years
sat
old.
here for just like 40 minutes, you could talk to yourself? There's a really good shot, right?
Yeah, you know what's funny? Raquel asked me one time. She's like, do you just talk to your? Are there times you just can you just talk to yourself? And I'm like, dude, I could talk to myself for like an hour and a half straight.
Easily.
Easy. Oh, hey, women's basketball. Yes, women's basketball. We want to talk some Arizona women's basketball here because we are a women's basketball program as well. Sheer, what's going on?
The girls are reaching campus. A bunch of them visited. I think it's actually really cool. Becky Burke invited. Kate Reese was on campus the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Isis Bay was on campus. These are Adia Barnes girls coming back. Women coming back to visit Becky Burke. Yeah, it's kind of a quiet time, but recruiting and all that. But I believe the roster is set from what I'm hearing. There's always a possibility. I think they have one more scholarship, but it kind of feels like the roster's set.
Yeah, they're all okay. Now let me ask you this: is this a WNCAA tournament team?
It's close. It wouldn't surprise me. They're absolutely talented.
ATF 12, good one, Joseph. That was funny. Every now and then, Joseph has something funny. Like he's wrong on almost everything, but every now and then, Joseph's pretty funny.
Yes.
Praying that this isn't another Brent Brennan situation.
For what?
Right, make the case for Becky Burke not being Brent Brennan.
I don't see the comparison. The similarity.
I think she's just going to say that she's just kind of like a bland piece of bread.
No, definitely not. She's not. She works really hard. I like her. I think she's good. I think a lot of times coaching comes down to effort level, and I think she works too hard to fail.
Yes, exactly.
I will say this, Rick. I'm not hyping her up. Like, I don't think they're going to be like amazing or anything like that, but I think she's a good hire.
Also, now we need to talk about Montana Lamonius Craig for a minute.
Wild.
Now, listen, when you look at, listen, they moved on from George Pickens. They need a physical game.
Wild. This is wild.
So guess what they've done? They have decided to bring in Montana Lamonius Craig.
You know, you always make fun of Brent Brennan when he says, look, everywhere I've coached, I've had an NFL wide receiver. Right?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah, I know where you're going. I like it. Keep it going. Yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is this. Montana was actually at the rookie minicamp 2 weeks ago and did well enough that they signed him. He is only the fourth player the team signed coming out of the rookie camp. They signed him. He's on, baby.
All right. So now what would be the funniest thing ever? What if it turned out that he was actually good in the MNFL?
Yeah, I don't understand how he is even like.
How was he even on the radar? I guess is my question.
The RAS. Do you know what the RAS is? Like
RAS.
The athletic score that they do before the draft and all that.
Is it bad?
He ranked. So they've done 3,800 wide receivers from 1987 to now, right? Like they scored 38. He's 1,700. He measured in at like 6 feet. Like he's like
no, but he's not good. Like I don't know
what you rank him in a room with Metcalf, Robert Woods. They have like two other guys.
It doesn't matter. Any other MNFL wide receiver.
Montana could start for the Steelers, right?
Who has more, dude? Montana Lamonius Craig or Teteroa McMillan? Interesting.
Yeah, Kobe says, I had the Steelers people ask me for a scouting report on MLC.
Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't play.
He's not good. He didn't play. Yeah, and you know the thing about MLC as well is that so you had one coaching staff in Jed Fish. Now listen, we like making fun of Jed Fish a lot on this show.
Yes, this is a good point, a rare good point by you.
Yeah. Listen, one thing about Jed Fish is that he could produce good wide receivers. Guess what? Wide receivers generally played really well for Jed Fish at Arizona. I mean, he made Dorians.
Yes.
He made
Sometimes
Dorians.
when you have a coaching staff, right, and there's a change in a coaching staff, one will like a player over the other. MLC has played for 3 different staffs and couldn't play for 3 different staffs.
All right, now Bear Down Cats 96. This is a fair point. Mike, stop hating. Let a cat make it, man.
We're not hating.
No, I'm not hating.
The opposite.
But I'm also saying this. If he's going to be in the MNFL, I will. But here's the thing. I can't even apologize to him because he was on the field.
here's the thing. I think if anything, this strengthens the Jeremiah Patterson belief.
Have we thought about that? Thanks. Because Jeremiah Patterson was better last year than Montana Lamonius Craig was.
You said it, not me. You said it.
But you agree with me.
Absolutely.
So can you dude, maybe Jeremiah Patterson
maybe we're looking at it wrong. It's the guys that aren't playing
right
that are going to make the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Hey, how about like BBN?
No. Did he sign with anyone?
Hey, wouldn't that be hysterical if BBN? Oh yeah, he's on the Rams. Wouldn't that be hysterical if BBN and MLC were both like in the MNFL next year?
Maybe you should look. I'm just going to warn you. Maybe you should be a little more careful when you diss Chuba.
Well, you were the one that said that he was better than
Maybe
BBN.
You should be a little more careful when you diss future NFL superstar. Chuba.
I do like Nick Arenas. The great Nick Arenas says Singer would have killed it again at Arizona if he came back. Singer just wanted to play against Arizona. That was his best game of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Singer leaving is absolutely stupid.
What if Flo becomes really good at UNLV?
Wow.
Would that be the would that one shock you?
Yes.
Watch, he becomes like LeVar Arrington. He has like 13 sacks this season, and he's just an absolute like destruction.
You never know. Know.
Either way, MLC. I will say this about MLC, Inglewood's finest, baby. I will say that I think MLC is a good dude. I'm just saying, I did not. Hey, you'll like this. This was not on my bingo card.
It was on mine. I never lost faith.
You never had faith.
Well, yeah, that's why I never lost it.
Right. Hey, be nice, Shelby.
Shelby.
Shelby getting mean. Shelby
kind
getting
of funny, but still very mean.
Shelby getting personal here. Yes, exactly. Here's what I need to have happen. I need Speedy Luke to have like 10,000 yards this season. I need
That's it. Just 10,000.
Just 10,000 yards. He has Barry Sanders' whole career in like one game.
Like there's other websites that have like, where are they now? And it's like, oh, the such and such transfer is successful at whatever. I can't even write those for Arizona. The one thing I'll say about Arizona is when you transfer from Arizona, you suck. Generally speaking.
Yes.
Think about it. Like BBN was solid at Texas.
BBN started at Texas.
Generally speaking, when you leave Arizona, you're not very good.
So we wreck you if you leave.
Yeah, think about it.
And
basketball too.
BB. By the way, Bear Down Cats 96. One of my absolute favorite people. Show me the punt return against Kansas and when Chuba's giving it all.
Yeah, he's right.
We don't doubt that Chuba gives it his all. I have never doubted that Chuba gives it his all.
By the way, Jaden DeLora is indeed playing football.
Yeah, isn't he playing for like the San Antonio Vipers or something?
No, he got cut by them. He's with the Vegas Nighthawks in the IFL.
What are they?
He's indoor football league.
Indoor football league? Well, that means that he doesn't get to go outdoor and get into trouble. That's good. All right. Let's pay up.
Come on.
No. I never liked that guy. I saw him park. One time I saw him park at a bagging spot, and I saw him park like in the park. Like everybody else is parking somewhere else, and he's parking his like cool like new car literally in a place where it says no parking. I never really liked that guy. That's why I was always team Noah from day one. This is true, Sheer. For as much as I'm wrong about stuff, I always said I would start Noah. This is true.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, by the way, Jonah Coleman ended up okay. Rick Trimmer says, take that, Sheer.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That was a coaching change. I'm talking about guys that like just transfer.
Well, dude, let's be honest. If they're transferring from Arizona,
that's my point.
They're probably not very good.
Just saying.
Taylor Upshaw signed with the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Interesting. Oh, Holly, big shout out to Holly. All right, let's get a couple reads in here. All right, Green Valley Decorative Rock. All right, now, so here's the deal with Green Valley Decorative Rock. 2 convenient locations. Now, you might say to yourself, is JDL looking for some work? Maybe at Green Valley Decorative Rock? I'm just kidding. That was funny. All right, now, 50-plus locally sourced landscaping materials serving residents and contractors. Now, I gotta give Gringo Billy, the great Gringo Billy, a lot of credit right here. He is real-time Green Valley Decorative Rock all the time. It has been very, very good. We very much appreciate what he is doing. But again, now we are on the offense. We are on the offense in that now we push back against the losers. They're all in the ditch. And now we are saying and we don't even need to shovel the mud on them or the rock on them. We are now throwing the rock into new territories, saying, come to Green Valley, decorative rock. And again, I don't know if they'll deliver to Alcatraz. I don't think they're going to open it, so that might have to look somewhere else. But I also don't think they're delivering to Sudan or Pakistan. I'm going to say it right now. They're not delivering to Sudan or Pakistan.
I'm not putting anything out of the realm of possibility with the Green Valley Decorative Rock.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, yeah, maybe they will. Who knows, man? Maybe if you're like in a Abbottabad or something and you need like a new compound, they can bring you some rock. I don't know. Either way, back the rock, baby. Green Valley Decorative Rock. All right, now what else do we got? Indonesia. Oh, dude, yeah. All right, there's that guy again. Mess with the paw, get the glove. Everybody get this shirt right now. Get this shirt right now. Brian Denton, the great Brian Denton, the best football player in this chat. Get this shirt. This shirt would look amazing on you. Or the cats. The cats. Brian Denton's a cat guy. All right, but check it out. AZ12 Podcast Shop, fourthwall.com. Boom. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That could be you. That could be you. Yeah. Now, Baggins. All right. I am going to Baggins. I'm going to go to Baggins today, actually. I'm going to use code AZ12 for 15% off, baby. Join our VIP text club. Text Baggins to 877-797-0444 for specials and deals. Every sandwich comes with a chocolate chip cookie. Get the bag, baby. Get the bag. All right. See Dennis Walsh there. Go to the one on Grant and go there and bother him. He's going to be there in like flip-flops and like post-workout material with some, yeah.
Is that, you see that question? You would know that by Nick Arenas. Did you see that one?
Sure.
The running back
remember that running back from Rincon?
Is that Ty Grigsby?
That I don't know. Rincon. I don't follow Rincon.
I know Grigsby. That guy Grigsby was an animal, but I don't remember it was him.
Rincon. Yeah. Good players don't go to Rincon. Sorry. I don't know how else to put it. Okay. Post up at Fort Lowell and Campbell to meet celebrity Mike L. There's no Circle K there.
Where?
Fort Lowell and Campbell. There's just a oh no, there's a Baggins. That's what he's saying. He's saying the Baggins because there's a Baggins. That's where I was. That's where I saw Greg Hansen with Rosborough one time. Remember I took a picture of him?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there is that. Yes. All right. Very good point. All right. What were we talking about?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, it's a really good point. All right. What are we talking about tomorrow? We got to talk. We want to talk some. Want to talk some recruiting?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. We need to talk some recruiting. Cody, come up with a good thumbnail. Hey, put Cam Holmes on the picture.
Yes.
Yeah, put Cam Holmes on the picture, and we're going to tell you why Arizona is good with Cam Holmes. I thought his last name was Howe. I don't know about that. All right. Sure. Where can they find you doing your work?
WildcatAuthority.com in the Wildcat Scoop podcast with Shelby.
Yes. All right. Let's see here. What are the expectations for the team going into the? What were the expectations?
Alexander Howe. Alexander Howe once ran for 319 yards in a game against Saguaro.
Rick, I can actually answer this question. So in 96, 97, they thought they were a year away because there was no seniors on the team. It was Miles, it was Mike, but Mike Bibby coming in was he was like a superstar. The Red Blue scrimmage, it was amazing. And then they played North Carolina in the Springfield Invitational, and Bibby and Dickerson went for like 55 points.
Ooh, that's a good convert. That's a good list. Top 10 basketball players we thought were going to be good, but weren't.
Good. Didn't we kind of do that before? Oh, wasn't that like last week or last week?
Not really. I don't know. Not really.
Yeah, we'll have to have another draft or something. Was there championship hype? No, it was for the next season that everybody thought there was going to be. It was going to be an awesome team. So that's why I'm always telling people, you never know what you know. You never know what you don't. Oh,
you never know what you know.
Oh. I got to talk about something here, and I almost took a picture of this. So I'm going to Vasa Fitness. I'm going to Vasa Fitness earlier today, and they've put up this new regional transportation BS sign that says, yes, that's what I'm saying. And this new regional transportation sign, and they're saying on there that we are fulfilling our promises. Dude, no. I want to get rid of that sign. Like I want to outsource it to the kids that are stealing traffic cones outside or across from my house. I need them to go get rid of this sign. It was a shot through the heart. Yeah, it was. I don't like it at all. I don't want to really go into that, but again, all right. So, anyways, Sheer, you guys are all the best. Very much appreciate you. Back the chip, baby. Back the chip, and don't go to Waco. Be very, very careful. What else?
At some point this summer, we're gonna have to do a Arizona trivia.
Yeah,
because I have several trivia questions to ask you guys, such as, what are the 2 movies that Lute Olson had a cameo in?
He Got Game and Blue Chips.
Nope.
Thank you.
Blue Chips. You know who else was in that?
Everybody.
No. A city transportation communications work. No.
We can talk about how
I've talked to a bunch of people about this. This thing is taking way longer, and they ran out of money. It sucks.
we can talk about how Rob Doster just dropped his top 25 and has Arizona 24.
Yeah, but he's with the city of 68 or whatever, right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right.
See you all tomorrow.
Yes, no, I do. I had even William Brad Alice, who you should know has done some favors for your family, has also said that that has not gone nearly as planned. Okay, on that note, though, TTFN, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Very much appreciate you all. Get some merch. Get that mess with the paw. Get the glove. Boom. Talk to you later.